All right, y'all know we work hard to build something that's gonna last. So the focus is gonna be the top 5 banks that I'm gonna be focused on going into 2025 that are gonna give me the funding and financial resources to continue advancing my business and personal finance endeavors for 2025 and beyond. I'm gonna give you these banks for personal reasons, meaning that my personal objectives, what I'm looking to accomplish, and how each one of those banks is going to play a role in helping me to get to those goals for the year of 2025 and beyond that point. So, we're going to be looking at some of the strategic features that each of these banks offer. Some of them will be familiar to you, others of them they are more specific to my region. But either way, I want you to pay attention so you can understand the psychology that I put in place, the structure I'm putting in place to pick the institutions that I'm putting my precious resources in, and what I'm expecting back from these institutions and how it's going to advance my financial focus points and my goals. So before we get into these different institutions, I want to try to, the intent was to put the, what I'm about to show you in, or so I can share the screen with you guys. It's been a long day. By the time I get home to do these live streams, I don't have a lot of time to prep. So I'm gonna just show you on my phone a few things that I've accomplished since really the last handful of weeks, or just where I'm at with certain things. So I'm gonna be opening up a little bit personally here, but this is an intent to show you how hard we work to put ourselves in position to make sure that these financial institutions are gonna roll out the red carpet to us once we start to do business with them. You have to structure your presentation to these financial institutions. That's gonna be your credit, it's going to be your income, it's going to be your financial habits, it's going to be the way you bank with them. Everything that they do a background check on and cross reference on, you need to look as polished as possible, because if you can get on the right side of these financial institutions, that is where real wealth is built. Alexander Hamilton is like the father of banking in this country, and this is something that was literally stated by him firsthand. The true pathway to wealth is through banks. So I want to make sure that PNR, my guy, always an honor and a pleasure. Good to have you in the building, my man. So I want to make sure every single one of you are focused on how to build out your presentation for these financial institutions. Because look, on this channel and this committee, my pioneers, we're not focused on backdoor hacks, strategies, and skirting through the weeds. We're not banking and we're not building these relationships under those metrics. Some of that information and that data is useful, but a lot of it is short-term highs. It's short-term, you know, fixes to try to get really long-term results or gains. That's not the way we operate. We're doing real business with real institutions and we're getting real results. So I'm going to start, and hopefully y'all will be able to see this. The first thing I kind of told y'all once that I focused on getting to October, that I would focus on my credit limit increase with Navy Federal. And so I'm going to show you guys just a quick kind of, you can see that, put that in the camera for y'all. It's kind of just a quick screenshot of my success with that. I had great results getting that credit limit increase. As you can see as well, I kept it pretty conservative when it came to Navy Federal with the credit limit increase. And that's just kind of my nature at the current moment. I know that $8,000 is kind of a rule of thumb with credit limit increase, maximize credit limit increase opportunities with Navy Federal. But I have a very patient approach with these banks. I probably could have gotten, my credit limit increase after the 3-month mark or after the 91 day mark with them. I really waited about 6 months, and I wait about 6 months on my credit limit increases intentionally, even if it's available sooner. And even with $8,000 being a well-known, maximized level for credit limit increases with Navy Federal, I still go for about 4 to 6 at this time. I'm very patient. They instantly approved it. And I mean, instantly approved it. So did I have more? Did I, leave some skin on the potatoes? Probably. But I like to function that way when I'm dealing with these banks for credit limit increases. And I'm going to show you guys one more time so you can see. And I'm getting to a point. I'm not showing y'all this just to be cute. I am getting to a point with this, so just stay focused for a second. As you can see, try to block a little bit of this off, but you probably can see 32,000 on the credit limit increase with Navy Federal. So we had great success there. Another quick thing is the most recent FICO scores for me as well. Mike, my guy, what's going on? This is the most, hold on. All right. This is going to be most recent FICO scores. We're live in the app, as y'all can see. Pretty much tipping towards the 800 mark across the board. You know, it fluctuates, but that's roughly where we are. We're going to get better because I have a few balances on some cards that I actually didn't pay yet based on the statement cycle. So that's where we are with that. Everything as far as the income, the excess cash is in a good place. And I'm telling you, I'm showing you all of these things because going into this conversation, I want every single one of you focused, as I said already, on how do I look in the eyes of these financial institutions as I roll out these top 5 banks I plan to work with and focus on. Wayne, my guy, y'all make sure y'all put y'all likes as well. Like as well. I appreciate y'all letting me know y'all in the building. Make sure y'all put y'all likes in there, put any additional chats. If you're just coming in, I just was showing my current FICO scores, my success with my credit limit increase with Navy Federal. Y'all make sure y'all hit them likes for me. Make sure you hit the likes. I just wanted to show that because we're going to be going over my top 5 banks that I'm focused on for 2025. And in the process of doing so, we need to make sure our presentation with these financial institutions is strong. So this is me showing you guys some basic live receipts of where I'm at, just a couple metrics that I'm willing to share to show you how I'm going to be walking into these financial institutions and building a relationship, because I assure you they're going to treat you differently once they see these types of metrics. So we're at over $30,000 with Navy Federal. American Express is next for me. I have a whole slew of credit limit increases, Capital One, that I need to do before the year is out. And the goal is to get as many of these cards in that 20K plus range on for personal credit limits. Because when we start to go for these business credit cards that we're going to talk about in a few minutes, we want to make sure that we're presenting the best comparable credit limits available across multiple cards. You can have great success with just having 10, 15, or $20,000 on 1 or 2 cards. In my case, I'm looking to be in that 20 to 25, 30 plus range on 4 to 5 or more cards. So I'm literally putting these banks in a position where it's going to be very difficult to give me anything less than 30 or 40,000 on the business credit card. We're just staging ourselves. Once we understand the psychology of these banks, what makes them tick, what influences their underwriting and decisions, we start to structure ourselves in a way that gets us the best results. So I have a slew of credit limit increases I have to work on before this year is out. Just knocked down Navy Federal. American Express is probably next at the end of the month or early November. And then Capital One is next on that list. A local credit union I haven't touched that one in over a year as far as a credit limit increase. So I have a lot of work to do to make sure that going into the real push into like December, going into this January in 2025, when I start to really knock on the door of these banks and press them for the financial resources that I need to really skyrocket my businesses next year, that I'm in the best position possible. So if you're coming in a little late, I just showed my FICO scores. Everything is over 790. We just looked at the credit limits, again, over 30,000 with Navy Federal. We're pushing with other institutions to get there. Amex is probably going to get that next credit limit increase, because one of my personal limit with them is 23,000 at the moment. So I'm probably going to push that one over 30 before the year is out, and we're just going to keep that ball rolling. Now, that having been said, what are the metrics that we're looking at with these banks that I selected? What were some of the things that I was focused on when I put this list together? This list is going to have a few things that it accomplished: geography, and I'm going to kind of somewhat lump these together in geography and the size of the financial institution. Out of these 5 banks, all of them are just slightly on different tier levels or balance out the spectrum from the larger bank all the way down to a very local community bank that I'm looking to work with. So I have a large bank in this portfolio, and I have 3 regional to super regional financial institutions in there. And then the last one is a really local community bank, literally only in my state. So very balanced. And geographically speaking, I have a national bank. I have 3 regional banks that are somewhere in the South or the Northeast or East Coast that I'm going to be working with. And then I have a community bank here in Louisiana that I'm looking to make that impression upon. I'm also going to let you know how I'm approaching these banks. I've already kind of covered it in videos, my strategy, but I'm going to give it to you live in conversation about how I'm approaching and setting up with these banks and how I'm going to approach my sequence of working towards get access to capital with them and other products that they have. So geography and size of the financial institution to balance out, risk levels, to balance out exposure levels, et cetera. I don't want all big banks. I don't want all super regionals, and I don't want all community banks. They're all going to have different products. They're all going to serve a different variation of my financial needs. So we're balanced in that capacity. The next thing that I was checking off is the product lineup that these institutions have. I have specific objectives next year that are centered around building out the real estate portfolio, growing and reinvesting more back into my media section, particularly this channel. I do put effort and capital into this channel and advancing to give you guys the very best, not only from the information coming out of my mind and my mouth, but also just the visuals and just more opening up a little bit more of my life and how I'm moving around and how I'm doing business. And, bringing you guys on that journey from, the best visuals, best audio, best edits, etc. So expanding the media portion of my company, through this channel and other means. And then there's also going to be a focus on expanding my consulting services that I'm doing for, individuals and small businesses as well. So there's going to be a range of capital and financial resources needed for cash flow management and access to capital. I'm going to need products that are going to serve me from the local level and the real estate investing I'm going to be doing locally in 2025 and all the way up to a couple other markets outside of Louisiana that I'm focused on for real estate investing. Traveling for the media related to here on my media company, where I'm going to be focused on traveling and doing, in-person events. Hopefully, you guys will be a part of that going into 2025, where I'm going to be making time out to travel and come as close to you guys' backyard and hosting events in person and doing consulting in person. And then we're going to be working on, other variations to kind of expand my personal finances, really as an effort to bolster my business finances. Really, I'm at a great place with my personal finances, my credit, my income stability. I just want to continue to build out and expand that portfolio, expand my positions so that I can really, up to a certain point, you are the biggest mechanism driving funding and access to capital and resources for your business. So that is what I am positioning myself for. So these banks are serving me on multiple different levels. Another thing that was important to me was some of those more underwriting focused data points. So when we're talking about what they offer, each of these banks are going to have credit card products that I'm looking for and business lines of credit, which are my, two of my three major focus. The third being various forms of real estate related funding options. So that's everything from land and lot loans, because there's objectives for me in the next year or so around that, as well as actual real estate investing loans and business lines of credit and 0% business credit cards. Each of these institutions are serving at least one or more of those needs. As well, one of these financial institutions at minimum, I really believe about two of them are going to offer this, but at least one for sure is going to be a great place for me to get auto financing for my business, because I'm looking at least to get one vehicle through my business for myself as I market, travel, etc. It's possibly going to be two, but for sure going to be one. And I plan one of those institutions is going to be an amazing place to go for that. So as you can see, there's a numerous list of reasons, or a large list of reasons, excuse me, why I selected these different financial institutions. There's more to it, but I just want to start getting to it so you guys can see. Let me know, because I did the last live stream and I did a screen share and it wasn't successful. So I need y'all to let me know in the chat. I'm about to share my screen in a second. Let me know if you're not seeing anything or if we're having any issues with that. So I'm about to do the screen share. Let's see. Let me double check. Yeah. All right, we're gonna get this a shot right quick. I'm gonna start with the first financial institution. Yeah, y'all let me know in the chat, and I'm gonna kind of come back to make sure. Are y'all seeing my screen share? Y'all let me know. Are y'all seeing it? real quick before I get to running my mouth off and y'all aren't seeing anything. Y'all let me know real quick. Can y'all confirm that y'all are seeing this in the chat? Let me know. Yes. All right. PNR says yes. Cool. Everybody else, anybody else? Wayne says yes. All right, cool, cool, cool. That'll work. So let me see if I can get back to it real quick, y'all. Hold on. Hopefully y'all still seeing this because I'm not able to see the chat at the moment. But the first one is going to be Red River Bank. This is the local financial institution. I actually did a video on this one relatively recently. I think that's been out already. But this financial institution is solid when it comes to their product lineup. They look like they're expanding. So this is going to be my local bank of choice right now. And I'm going to just scroll y'all through some of the products real quick. Basic glance, they got a couple checking options. Not going to stick on this one too long because, nothing too fancy on their checking accounts. They got savings options here. And of course, CDs and IRAs. What I want to focus on real quick for y'all is we're going to take a look at some of their. So it's a quick glance at the technological and virtual features that they have to offer. As a small regional, small bank here in the region of Louisiana, can't expect a ton from them technologically speaking, but they're on par. They're doing okay. Mobile banking, online banking features. I do believe they have something equivalent to Zelle, etc. But when we start looking at loan options, this is where product diversity comes into play. Do you see this list here so far? I'm gonna come back over here and join y'all in here. All right, y'all. Hopefully y'all can see that. So we're just to take a quick look. Y'all see the diversity of products that this institution is offering. Everything from automotive, boat RV recreational loans, cash please now, which is probably a payday loan replacement equivalent, debt consolidation options, home improvement loans, lines of credit. And this is on the personal side, by the way. Lines of credit, low interest solutions for deposits, mortgage, land, and construction, and personal credit cards. This is the kind of product diversity that I'm talking about that a lot of big banks can't provide. We're going to take a deeper dive real quick in this. And this is the local one, y'all. So I wanted to start with this one because I know you guys probably won't have access because you're not in my state. So let me show you we'll start here because got to focus on that. Well, I'm going to start with the credit card options real quick. So let me go back up to the top and then we'll come back looking at the loan. So there's only a couple credit cards on the business and the personal side. And the reason that I am potentially considering, there's only this one here on the personal side. So we got 0%. We got no annual fee. We got a rewards program that they're offering. Obviously, that's not going to be a big focus because they're probably not going to compete that well as far as that part is concerned. But this institution is going to give me the option, if I was to choose so, to do balance transfers if I needed to at 0% for a minute. No annual fee there. Let me show y'all this right quick. This is another one I want to show y'all. Hold on. This is what I wanted to show y'all. So as you can see, and I can't even fit it all on the screen, but we have conventional options as low as 3% down, 5% down for other buyers. We got FHAs, we got VAs, rural development, USDA. This is 0% financing right here. 0% financing. Now, this is going to be focused on primary residence for that. They have their own Habitat for Humanity program. We're not going to get into that one right now because that's going to be for a different group of people. They have their own loan program that can be up to 0% financing, no private mortgage insurance. No private mortgage insurance. Now, so this is where this comes into play for me with some of this mortgage loan diversity. Part of my focus point is investing in other markets, but I'm also looking to play the house hacking game in the next year or so, where I'm going to take my existing primary residence and I'm going to try to finagle this so where I can get myself into another primary residence that is a multifamily closer in my city. So this is going to be the type of loan programs that I'm going to need flexibility on. I'm probably going to have to go FHA for that. but I am living just far enough from my metropolitan area where I may be able to pull off another primary mortgage loan in my actual city where there's a ton of multifamily property. So down payment assistance programs, we're looking at 3 to 7%. There's different loans for private banking, which there's going to be a lot of content on my channel in the next X amount of months on the whole private banking, private client level of banking. And then there's lot loans up to 100% financing for a part of my city where I do believe that a lot of business and a lot of investment is going to be coming to that area, and being able to take some out while it's cheap, a lot of the land that's available out there, being able to, let me jump back in over here with y'all, to be able to focus on building ground up while the land out there is affordable. So there's a big focus on that for me in my particular metropolitan area in the next 1 to 2 years. So this is the type of loan products that I'm going to be looking at to try to diversify that portfolio when I start talking about buying existing rentals, house hacking, and doing ground up construction. This is the loan diversity in that arena. Now, let's get back to some of the other product offerings with this institution I want y'all to take a look at. On the commercial side, this is something I will be exercising relatively soon. So this is their business credit card options. The first one up here at the top, this one here, is a charge card. It's pay in full, balance to be paid in full. Nothing too special going on with that card. This one here is actually a full scale credit card, 0% purchase and balance transfers for 6 months. And very no annual fee the first year, $10 per card. Thereafter, no balance transfer fee. So this is going to be where the initial focus point is going to be for me. Right here is going to be taking some of my existing business credit cards that I've acquired in the last year or so that I have not fully paid down yet, and I need more time to do so. And I'm about to roll it over for another 0%. So this is an important strategy for cash flow management and to minimize interest costs that all of us need to position ourselves for. As I showed you in the beginning of the video, I showed you my FICO scores. I showed you my existing comparable credit limits, or at least one of them. That alone is going to open a door for me, along with my gross annual income, to be able to open myself up to multiple banks that have these kind of card offers, where I'm going to be able to turn these cards into forms of capital and roll those balances over while minimizing paying any interest along the way, if at all. So this is where I'm going to be focused first with this bank. Now, when I showed you guys the deposit relationship, I skimmed through it pretty fast, but what happened with the deposit relationship is it's very low maintenance. They literally need a couple, I think it was $50 or $100 balance requirement in their savings account, which is where I started with them. And I was able to just drop a few $100s in there, and I'm doing that per institution, 300, 500, maybe 1,000 if I feel like it's necessary, depending on the size of the institution. Starting with the savings account, because that entices them to try to get you to bring the checking relationship, which was also low balance requirement, which I did open with this institution. I did a checking and savings, but I usually start with the savings account first. And I'm going to get into that in these other 4 institutions. So y'all hang tight. What is another beautiful feature about this financial institution that I'm going to love? From my understanding, when I did my research on going open those deposit relationships with this account, and y'all can see here, block that off. Y'all see some mail correspondence that's showing proof of that account being set up. They allow for one hard pull for multiple lending products. This is the golden goose when you're doing your research on these financial institutions. This local institution I'm dealing with, and I'm going to go through this with the rest of them, is offering the ability for one hard pull to get other products. So my goal, even though I don't need their personal credit card, why not expand your access to financial resources while it's available for you, minimizing the damage you have to take to get your hands on it. Other than getting a little ding on my credit for adding a new account or a couple new accounts, if I can get the personal credit card at 0% interest and turn around and get their business credit card under one inquiry, and potentially look at any line of credit offers that they may have. Because what we're also going to look at for each one of these institutions, and I'm going to go back over here as I'm talking and take a look, but most of these financial institutions all are going to offer business lines of credit, and they're going to offer business lines of credit that are going to have exposure levels where you don't have to do docs. So it might only be 25,000, it might be $50,000, and it's not that I have a problem providing documentation, but because my business is just over the year or so's hump, I know that if we get to the range where they start to look for 2 years of financials, that I'm cutting it kind of close. So I'm still looking at low to no documentation options at this time. Secured and unsecured loans, revolving lines of credit, and real estate and construction. And so there's a ton of different lending products available at these institutions. And this first one that I'm focused on, as you can see, is going to be offering 0% personal credit card, 0% personal business credit card, and probably low to no documentation for maybe anywhere from 25 or to $50,000 that they're willing to extend with low to no documentation. I can provide them bank statements for the revenues I've been generating so far. That's not a problem. Even a year's tax returns. At the end of the day, this financial institution alone, without even stepping into their real estate realm, is likely going to be an institution, and I'm going to cover it on this channel as I pull a trigger on this later on in the year, that I'm going to likely be able to get 5, maybe even tip over the board and be able to get 6 figures in funding from in the next 3 to 6 months. Watch what I tell you. Doing your due diligence, and that's going to be from one hard inquiry. I'm going to max out as many products as I can get from this institution when I go for it. So to recap, I started the checking and savings relationship because it's low maintenance, couple $100 to satisfy each one of those and get my name in the system over there and get familiar with the local bankers there. And then I'm going to go back probably the end of this month or early November and start a business business checking and business savings relationship with them, which is also low balance requirement. I'll take a look at it real quick, but I'm pretty sure it's like a couple $100 to maintain that relationship as well. So low maintenance relationship banking makes this affordable for you to start these relationships. I'm going to take a quick look just to wrap. So as you can see with your own 2 eyes, looking at the checking options, they have only 2. And the one that was the small business checking is the one that's likely going to fit for me, just taking a glance. It's only $50 minimum to open it, and no service charge at all. Relationship banking, affordable relationship banking, low maintenance, business savings, monthly service charge, $250 to open it, no service fee. Couple $100 starts these relationships and allows you to get your name in the door, your business's name in the door, background check done on you. You stay patient for 30, 60 days, maybe 90 days at a time, which that's what I'm doing. I opened this relationship in September. I'm going to go back maybe in November and open the business relationship. And then maybe in December or January, I'm going to go back and start asking for funding. I'm going to put a few $100s in each of those sides of those relationships and not need to touch it, thankfully, based on my personal situation. And that in itself is going to be like, okay, not a ton of money, but this person has established a full-scale relationship, only putting money in and not needing it for a couple to a few months at a time. If you guys caught one of the recent videos I just put out, I literally lead that video off talking about how statistics have shown for the last couple of few years, over 50% of Americans can't come up with $500 to $1,000 for an emergency expense. So when you think about that from an economic scale, it's tragic. When you think about that from relationship banking and being on the other side of that equation, you have good credit, you have a good stable income, you have excess cash flow, then you're able to go to these banks and start their relationships. In our minds, we may be thinking, a few $100s here, a few $100s there in the bank is not a big deal. Once you're meeting their medium, middle, or base level balance requirements, and you're able to continuously add into those accounts, you're making those little small deposits, you don't have to pull out any additional cash, you don't show any desperation for the cash you're putting in. You got to remember what you're showing them. You're showing them, first off, I have hundreds of dollars that I don't need to touch, and I can continuously add to those banking relationships. When you look at a bank this size that's only in my state of Louisiana, a community bank that's only in my state, this is the type of bank, $10,000, $20,000 in an account means something. $10,000, $20,000 is maybe not top tier, but close to top tier in their eyes. You have good, especially if you don't show any signs of needing to touch it. So your ability to put, when you look at the bank rating scale, if any of you are familiar with bank rating scales, where they talk about the deposit ratios you have and the tiers that the banks bucket you into, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, all the way up to tier 5 with these banks, and tier 5 being the highest, where you might have $50,000-$75,000 in capital or higher in your accounts with them. The first tier being the worst, where you're somewhere between 0 and X amount, $100,000, whatever the case may be. There's these tiers, and I'm gonna have to do a video on that and show that to you guys. But I'm saying all that to say, it may not seem like much to put a few $100s into these institutions, but I am telling you, when you can throw that kind of money in there and you don't need it, they know you're banking primarily somewhere else. So you're not using the relationship there. So it's like, okay, they got $300, $400, $500, $1,000 that they were able to drop into a couple of accounts here, and they don't need it, and they're still adding deposits. So they're gonna look at that and say, okay, cool. It's pretty evident that there's more to be had with this client, and you want to tantalize and tease that for 60 days, 90 days, and let that build up for them. That shows them the number one thing that I just shot another video about that'll be coming out. You don't need the money. In their eyes, it's a good chance that whatever capital you're going for, you're not desperate for it. It's not for you to survive, because you're dropping hundreds to thousands, $1,000 in their bank, and you don't even need it. You're banking somewhere else. So you want that type of image in their eyes. So that is how I'm starting these relationships. Low maintenance. That relationship is costing me a few $100. I'm taking the liberty to get it up to maybe about $1,000, but that's just because I have it to do and I want to make a reasonable impression on them. But you could start these relationships with $50, $100, $200 in a couple different accounts. Let it sit and go back and probably have pretty good success, because they had the ability to run background checks on you. They've had the ability to cross-reference you. They've had the ability to see you, not do any fraudulent activity. You're just sitting money in. You're just adding money. You're not showing any desperation when you're running in there a few weeks later and running to pull it all back out. You're stable. You're peaceful. Your information checks out. Perfect. That's what you want. Familiarity, and you want stability. That's how you want to present yourself to these banks. All right, so let me move on to the next institution, y'all, and let me know in the chat down below questions or thoughts so far, y'all. Let me know what your questions or thoughts so far just from this first institution. We still got 4 more left. I'm gonna try not to get on a rant for each one of these, but I want y'all to comment down below in the chat. Let me know y'all got any questions or any thoughts on this institution that y'all found interesting or that y'all found notable about this institution. Drop it in the chat for me. Drop it in the chat. Let me move on to the next one that I'm focused on. This one is the next one. First Horizon used to be Iberia Bank here for me. And in my region, this is more of a Gulf South, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and maybe Alabama. So like think Texas to maybe Alabama or Florida for this financial institution. Another solid one, kind of more of the regional size. I think maybe 5 states, 7 states tops. So this is more as that just above community level regional bank. So I told y'all I broke it off by size. The first one was strictly in Louisiana. Now we're doing this next one by regional. So Gulf South. So we're going to take a real quick glance at the cost of this banking relationship to start as well. So we got checking options. You can see First View checking, no monthly service fee. Smart View, another one that they have. So they have at least one checking account that doesn't have a service fee, that has basic banking features. We don't need them for our day-to-day banking. So we're just looking to establish the relationship. So mark that down. We don't need really any balances in their checking account. Let's take a look at the savings. Hold on, let me go. All right, money market savings. Yeah, here we go. Savings accounts. So I like to lead with the savings, but sometimes I do checking and savings if it's not going to cost me too much to have it. All right, so traditional savings. Let's just see what that is, because that's really where we're focused. Low open. So $50 to open it, and $250 balance requirement on a quarterly to avoid a quarterly maintenance fee. next to nothing. So I'm sure that $50 is included in that 250. So let's just say it takes 250 or it's a $5 quarterly fee. So $20 a year, worst case scenario. 250 bucks between checking and savings account. Take a quick look at their business banking side. Real quick look at that, and then we're gonna look at their lending products. So Business Essential Checking Plus, and then the one that earn interest. So we're gonna look at this one over here because I'm sure no monthly maintenance fee, business checking account. No monthly maintenance fee. Gives you plenty of transactions, deposits, some basic features. Let's go take a look again for savings products. Savings. Here we go. Regular CDs, business essential. That's probably going to be this one, their most basic savings. No monthly maintenance fee. Entire business relationship. $0 other than whatever minimum deposit you put in. $250 for a personal checking and savings and a business checking and savings because there's no monthly service fee on either of these. So this is another low maintenance relationship. What do we get in reward? Let's take a look at borrowing options. Let's take a look at borrowing. We have small business loans, lines, and credit cards. Let's see what they have to offer for $250 in deposits. So we have the business line of credit, term real estate loans, SBA loans, regular standard term loans. Let's take a quick glance at their business line of credit option. Unsecured credit lines up to $25,000 to $100,000, $25,000 to $100,000. Unsecured. So I'm willing to bet you, and I haven't sat with this institution and started this relationship yet. I'm willing, and you see equipment leasing over here on the side. And then we'll take a look at the small business card in a second because I want to show y'all what I'm focused at with this one. I'm willing to bet you probably can get that we can probably get that $25,000 without docs. Willing to bet, but I'm gonna show y'all when I go forward. I will come back and let y'all know if I'm correct or not. Guarantee you probably can get that $25,000 without documentation, just going off of your credit and stated income. So business credit cards, as you can see, credit lines up to 50,000 and 0% for 6 months. They're telling you what they have to offer. Credit lines up to 50,000, 0% for 6 months. So are y'all following along? Shout out PNR, my guy. PNR says, I'm loving that first one more. Sounds like it checks all my boxes. Exactly. That's why I'm taking my time and going through this bank by bank. Y'all make sure y'all coming in new. Y'all hit the like button for me. Hit the like, drop in the chat. Let me know you're in the building. I see some more additional people in. Exactly, PNR. That's why I'm going through this bank by bank. And I respect y'all having the patience because I promise y'all know I don't waste y'all time. I get straight to it. This is why I'm going through these relationships in the format I'm going through them because this is how my mind is looking at it. My man Wayne, you still in the building. I see you. Let me know what you think, Wayne, on these couple institutions we done looked at so far. Let me know what you think. This is what I'm talking about, PNR. So think about low maintenance, inexpensive to set this relationship up and show this bank that you are financially healthy and a good client, a good future business partner for 250, 500 bucks. This second one is even lower maintenance than the first one I showed. Now, the first one I think had broader product range, but nonetheless, I'm loving what I'm seeing on both of these so far. This is why they're on my top 5 going into 2025. So this is going to be my next one. And hold on, I think we got mixed up on. Yeah, I don't know why it's still showing y'all Red River on there, but whatever the case may be, hopefully y'all see that. Y'all let me know if y'all see that second institution. I just want to make sure it's not frozen on the first one. Y'all, if y'all seeing that second one, somebody let me know that y'all see that second institution as I went through it. But this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly how you structure. So now we know we have yes, sir. Appreciate your PNR. Yes, sir. So we have $250 for this second bank to maintain the entire relationship on a personal business side, business checking and savings, personal checking and savings. I didn't even look at their personal credit card products. I didn't even look at their real estate funding products. We're just looking immediately at the immediate things we're going to go for. We always want to start with the credit card relationships and lending because that's the lower barrier of entry and it gets us in the door and gets an opportunity to shore habits. My man Esteban, that's my team in the building. My guy Mike L says, so with 250 and good credit, they will help you with the business credit. Exactly, Mike. Crazy, huh? $250 from a perspective of no maintenance fees to meet any maintenance fee requirements. That's how I'm looking at it when I throw out that number, just to be clear for everybody. $250. Now, obviously, like I said, I'm probably gonna go in more around $500, probably a couple $100 in each account. That's just the way I like to do it. I want to just show them that I can throw around $500 or $1,000 and it's not gonna kill me. And this is across multiple institutions, by the way. I'm fortunate to be able to do so. So yes, Mike, $250 at a bare floor minimum takes care of any potential maintenance fees, which is the threshold for that bank of like, this is at least enough money for us to justify having this account with you. That's enough to at least knock on the door of a little respect. Because again, what did I just say? 50+% of Americans are statistically shown that they can't come up with $500 to $1,000 for an emergency, not relationship banking and building. An emergency. Car breaks down, appliance in the house goes down and needs replacing, etc. Like literally an emergency, $500 to $1,000. Nearly 50% of Americans, tens of millions of us, can't come up with that. I'm throwing around $500 to $1,000 per bank for months at a time. Think about it. So these banks are looking at this. That shows financial stability. Good financial stability. And that's, again, Mike, $250, $500 can start that conversation. Good credit, as you pointed out, good credit, start to put a decent balance, couple $100 in their account, let it sit for 60 to 90 days, and go in and have a conversation. This is another bank. Why am I in love with this bank as well? Guess what I get to do with this bank that I get to do with the first bank? Double dip. One hard inquiry, multiple lending products. So I'm going to go into this bank and guess what I'm going to do? Just like for the first one, I can end up walking out of there with 2 to 3 products, personal card, business card, and possibly a line of credit. I can walk out of this second institution with at least 2 products, personal card and a business card, and possibly a line of credit. My cards are all at 0%. So even if, let's just hypothetically say, we get 15,000 per card, or average of a combined limit on the cards of 30 or 40,000, let's just be conservative. And because we're just getting started with these banks, and then we turn around and we maybe get a line of credit for 15 to 25 with no documentation. We're walking out of the bank somewhere between 50, 60, $75,000, one hard inquiry, $250 to or more in deposits with 5 figures in funding, $50 to $75,000 in funding per institution. Do I need to say more? I probably could cut the live stream right now. Y'all let me know. I probably can just end the live stream right now. Do we even need to look at these other 3 banks? Because it only goes up from here. This is how you structure things. This is why you work so hard to get your credit where it needs to be. This is why you work so hard to have a good, stable job and have that excess income, the liquidity to put $200, $500, $700, $1,000 into different banks at one time and let it sit for 60 days or 90 days without needing to touch it. Because you can turn around in return, showing these banks, you don't even realize what you may be showing and demonstrating to these banks. You're passing their background checks. You're showing stability. You're only coming to put money in. You're not asking for anything early on. You're showing good stability. You're showing prudence. You're not suspicious. And then you're coming in and having conversations face-to-face with these bankers, ideally. And you can walk away with no docs other than getting your credit pulled and a basic reference check, basic background check, no documentation, stated income, and walk out with potentially $50,000 to $75,000 per institution. Do you know what I can do with that money? What would you do with that money? Y'all drop in the chat down below. $250 in, worked on a solid FICO score. I showed y'all at the beginning of this live stream. I'm 790 plus across the board on FICOs. This ain't Credit Karma. Comparable credit is 20 plus, limits of 20 and 30,000 plus on multiple cards. Grateful to be able to say that I have over $100,000 in income, etc. Business credit building in the background. I don't even talk about that much on this channel. I have business trade lines, business credit going on a credit on the entities that I'm going to be setting this funding up with. These banks are going to look and salivate at you because so many people that are in their books are in flux. No savings, bad cash flow management, overdrafting accounts, credit scores down, poor, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They don't have it. And I'm not mocking anybody because it's hard out here right now. It's really, really unstable times for a lot of people. But for those of us that have it or are close to putting ourselves in position for it, this is just two banks that I can probably get anywhere. You saw it on this second institution I'm going over. They're telling you they can go up to $50,000 on their credit cards. I guarantee you it's possible to get 20 to 25 with no hassle if you with the kind of credit and the financials that I just laid out for y'all. So that's just them. Let's move on to the third bank. This one might be a little bit more familiar for some of y'all because it's bigger. This is Regions. This one's bigger. I'm pretty sure they're in like 15, 20 states. But they're also, all three of these banks so far are local in my geography. The next ones we're covering are not. I might have to travel, as I did when I set them up, travel to get to them in person, but we're gonna get to that in a second. Real quick, somebody in the chat, let me know. My guy P&R said, this is music to my ears and I'm on it. I'm loving it. Exactly, right? I'm not done yet, P&R. Y'all stay locked in. Give me another 20, 30 minutes or so, give or take. I'm not done yet. Let me know, can y'all see this third bank? Because I'm seeing this kind of frozen screen on mine. So please let me know if y'all are seeing this institute. Y'all need me to go back over the second one because I don't know if it shared it with y'all and I want y'all to see it. Y'all, somebody let me know, were y'all able to see the other banks that I've been doing so far? Or are y'all stuck on the first one? Y'all let me know real quick. Let me know real quick if y'all are able to see these institutions. Because I think that I may have, it's frozen. All right, Wayne. So y'all didn't see the second one? Y'all didn't see the second one? Let me know. Y'all didn't see the second one? Let me go back over that real quick because I thought y'all could see it. All right. Let me go back. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. Hold on. All right. Gotcha. Okay. Can y'all see it now? All right. Y'all see the second one now? Do you see the 50,000 up to 50,000 in credit lines, 0% on the credit cards on that? Y'all see it now? And then I'll go back and show y'all what I was looking at on the line of credit. My apologies. I was screen sharing from the wrong screen. Y'all see it now, right? That's what I'm talking about. 50,000 on credit lines on their credit cards, 0% interest, interest-free grace period on purchases. And I'm gonna go back and show y'all what I was looking at on their lines of credit. And again, this is the one that's 250, y'all. If y'all, I apologize, I messed this up for y'all. This is the one that's 250. As far as the balance requirement to bank with them across the personal and business side, there was no minimum balance requirements on the business checking, business savings. Only 250 was required in like their personal checking or their personal savings. So my internet drag. All right, here we go. Here we go. Y'all see this? Y'all see this? This is $25,000 to $100,000 on unsecured lines of credit. As I was stating, this is the second institution. So this is the one I said probably could easily get that 25 with no docs. I'm gonna come back and report it to y'all. But just based on what I know about these institutions from doing business and being in the industry professionally, highly likely I can get a personal credit card, business credit card, and probably even pull off, if not at least two, probably even pull off this line of credit at around 20 to 25,000 without documentation. Peer credit, relationship banking, and stated income and revenues. Watch what I tell you. That means I can probably walk out of here, even being conservative, and say you get 15,000 per card or 30,000 between the business and personal credit card. Let's just say you get 20 from the line of credit. For $250 in maintenance requirements, 90 days of patience, great FICO scores, great credit report, good stated income, good stated revenues, you can walk out in about a 90-day window of time with potentially at least around $50,000 from one bank. That's what this second bank is looking like. And y'all already saw the first one. Let me get y'all to the third one. Regions. Another one. We'll take a quick look. I'm gonna show you as I've been doing. I'm gonna show you what it takes to bank with them, and then I'm gonna show you what they're offering for banking with them. So this one is a larger institution, so we're probably gonna be each of them are gonna get larger. So um, we're gonna be working into higher relationship requirements on these. Okay, so this is Regions Bank, probably 15 to 20 states. As you can see, their checking account requires a direct deposit to waive the fee. So it's up to me to decide if I want to actually do that, or do I want to just shoot a fee. We'll have to see. Lifetime Green. So this one over here looks like e-checking right here, electronic checking here. This one looks like it might be zero. It says, yeah. So this one, if you have 10 debit card or credit card transactions or money to waive the fee. So this one here looks like it has it doesn't have any major balance requirements. You just have to use your card. The other one here, let me make sure y'all are seeing what I'm seeing as I'm going through this real quick. If any of y'all familiar with regions, I want y'all to drop it down here in the chat real quick, y'all. Drop it down in the chat. Let me know if y'all familiar with regions. So this is another one that has low requirements checking. Real quick, we'll look at the savings account. Y'all hang tight. We're going to get through these institutions. Got a couple left. I'm going to show y'all the lending products for this one. Savings products. We got a bunch of savings accounts. So, yeah, savings accounts, CDs, money market, etc. All right, savings accounts. Low cost savings, savers bonus. So 0 monthly fee if you have a Regions checking account. So just having a checking account and a $50 minimum deposit takes care of one of these savings accounts. The other one is a $300 minimum balance, not too bad. So as you can see real quick, personal relationship, not expensive to maintain at all. And we'll take a look at their business deposit accounts real quick. And we're going to take a look at their products. I'm going to show y'all why, again, this one's on my top 5. So this is the one that it looks like it'll be a good starter business checking account and good for new LLCs and sole proprietorship. Started with $100 deposit, light work, nothing crazy, gives you plenty of transactions, some additional features. So we'll just assume that $100 gets the job done with them. Down here shows monthly savings fee. So we do have to maintain an average monthly statement balance of 500. So monthly statement balance of 500, not too bad, because I know this institution has work on the savings. All right, it's loading up. Business savings accounts. We got that's a CD, 500 minimum daily balance on a savings account, or it's a $5 fee, $100 minimum to open it. So as you can see, it's a larger institution. We're getting higher up on balance requirements, but that's okay because we have several business products to choose from. Business credit cards. We have a couple of those right here. Let's go compare them. I think they were going to give us the option to compare. So let's do that real quick. Let's do that and see what they lay out for us. So we got 0% on both of these cards. 0% on both of these cards. Y'all seeing this? Wayne said not familiar with Regions. PNR, no, but I heard the name before. Good. So Wayne, what state you in, by the way? PNR, I think you're on the East Coast, right? Are you in the Northeast, right? PNR, and Wayne, what state? Let me know what state you're in. But Regions is in about 15 to 20 states. So again, first one was state, local. Next one was Gulf Regional South. This one is about 15 to 20 states. So we graduating. As y'all can see here, 0% interest up to 6 months on purchases as well. And let me go back and take a look at one last thing on here. No annual fee on either one of these. Y'all seeing this, right? Y'all seeing this? 0% and no annual fees. Loving that. Let's take a look at the loans and lines. Financing overview. Let's see what they have to offer. We have business credit card, loans and lines, SBA option, equipment financing and leasing options, industry solutions. So to look at this, agricultural banking, restaurants, franchise banking, McDonald's franchise bank. How many times have you looked at a financial? You in Baltimore, PNR. Wayne says he's in Illinois. Gotcha. So yeah, I don't know about Illinois, but I don't know about Baltimore either. Obviously, I don't think they're that far, but they are in about 15 to 20 states throughout the South and somewhere like the East Coast. But as y'all see, how many financial institutions? This is where that product diversity comes in. Literally industry specific. There's farming, agricultural, restaurant, and franchise banking, McDonald's franchise banking, lending options. You don't even, so many of us don't even dig into the weeds with these financial institutions. We don't even know. How many times have you seen literal direct funding for a McDonald's franchise? Y'all let me know in the chat. How often do you see funding for a McDonald's franchise specifically? Like, this is crazy. Let me go back and take a look, because I don't think they're done yet. Let me go back up and see what they're offering specifically around the loans and lines. It's crazy, bro. Like, literally franchise funding. So we already looked at business credit cards, SBA options. I was trying to see if they would go into a little bit about their line of credit. Let me take a look for a second, y'all. It looks like they're just trying to force us to reach out to a banker. So I'm not sure about the specs on. Let me see if I do this. Franchise banking. That's crazy. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're giving too much data on like their lines of credit details, but y'all get the point. At this point, y'all get the point. Let me check in with y'all right quick. Exactly, PNR. Never. Same thing I said. Never. That's again. Let's just call it $1,000. Let's just call it $1,500 to maintain this relationship, give or take $1,000 to $1,500. 2 business credit cards at 0%. And guess what, y'all? What do y'all think I'm about to see? What's the next common theme that I've had with these institutions so far? Double dipping. One inquiry, multiple lending products. Regions has been on record for allowing one hard pool and being able to use that hard pool for multiple lending products. So yet again, we have the first institution that had 0% on personal and business credit cards and lines of credit available. The second institution had 0% options and lines of credit available, unsecured up to 100,000. Regions has 2 business credit cards at 0% and lines of credit. One hard pool. One. You see the theme? You see the theme? All right, cool. Let's move on, y'all. I'm gonna try to watch y'all timing real quick tonight. PNC. Now I know y'all probably, especially you, PNR. PNC. This is another one. This is one that I have started my relationship with PNC. So PNC is not in my region. This is the first one out of the 5 that's not in my region. It's not in Louisiana. I had to set this one up online, and I am planning on going to a state. I believe I might have to go to like Texas or Florida, I think is the next closest option for me for PNC, which I have no problem doing. I will go to the other end of the country if necessary for the right institution. I don't care. PNC, I started a savings account with, and I've been teasing them ever since. And as you can see here, they've been teasing me back. They've been teasing me back. This is going to be PNC has already, I've been teasing them with a basic banking relationship. Wayne says that PNC is down the block from him. Wayne, I might have to come out your way and come holler at you and go pull up over there. I might have to come fly out your way. I might do that because I need to go in person to PNC when I expand this relationship. So I opened a savings account with them, and I'm going to probably do a personal checking, but I might just do the personal savings and branch right over to the business checking and savings soon. But what I do think I have to do with PNC is set up foreign entity filing in a state that they're in. I'm probably going to have to do that, but I'm going to check with them to make sure. But I might have to do a foreign entity filing in a state, which is fine because I'm going to find a state that I plan on actually doing business in. I'm doing business all over the country in a sense of speaking. But I want an actual state that I might be buying property in that they may be in as well, because I plan on investing out of state. So I'm gonna do my research on that, but I'm going to establish the business bank relationship. Now I'm about to show y'all this relationship. I'm about to go through this relationship with y'all. But as I'm kind of new to this business side of this, so far I would say about a year and a half. What did I ask for you to prompt that response, PNR? It slipped my mind. What did I ask? Are you familiar with PNC? They're also here. Yes. So I'm gonna stop in one of y'all regions to come holler at PNC. I'm gonna come stop at one of y'all to do that. Let me know, PNR. You said being new to the business side, and so far as a year and a half. Let me know what you're responding to so I can follow you on that one. But while I'm waiting on that, I'm gonna show y'all real quick that relationship. I already have the savings account. I'm gonna show y'all that because I'm not gonna get in a checking because I'm probably not gonna do a personal checking with them. Let me just throw in my zip code and let them bring me into virtual banking options. All right. This is the one I have open with them right here. So I'm getting 4.25. It's not a lot of money with them, but I am still getting a great interest rate. Zero minimum to open, no balance requirements. So I'm already not required. I did put about $500 in this account, but I have not I didn't have to in order to benefit from checking zero balance requirement again. And this is their virtual wallet. They also been offering me offers to open that account, and I think even offering me a bonus. So let's take a look at some of their lending options, credit cards, because I will be getting a personal credit card with them and business. So let's take a look at that. Zero balance requirements to bank with them so far. So keep this in mind. Gotcha. Okay, PNR, you just responding on. I love it, man. I love y'all engagement. I always love y'all engagement. I really love doing this with y'all. So this is going to be an opportunity to start earning bonuses. We ain't even talk about the bonus part yet because these other institutions, that wasn't the focus, but that's another thing along the way. So this is personal credit card options. It's going to be a great cashback. Unlimited 2% cashback is solid workhorse daily driver. Minimum credit line is 5,000. That shouldn't be a problem. We have an annual fee of 0. Let me get back on here with y'all so we can look at this together. So this is a solid personal card. 2% cash back on all purchases, 0 annual fee, no caps on earning, no caps on spending. Cashback doesn't require no foreign transaction fee. Are y'all paying attention to this? 0% for 15 months. This is crazy. I hadn't even looked at this card yet. I'm looking at this brand new with y'all. You're checking all these boxes. And I don't know how familiar with the credit card game y'all may be to understand the value of this, but this is literally a cashback card that's competitive at 2% on everything with no caps. $250 bonus for spending $1,000 in the first 3 months. No annual fee, no foreign transaction fee, which is normally a travel credit card feature, and 0% for 15 billing cycles. Are you kidding me? This is crazy. This is just their personal card. Wayne said this is a masterclass. Y'all know I'm gonna bring y'all the best. If y'all don't know by now, I'm gonna give y'all the best. That's what it is. I'm on this journey with y'all. So this card is crazy. We got another one. We're not gonna look too long at these because we want to focus on the business side. Man, another no annual fee card. 4% on gas purchases. Y'all, I don't know about y'all, but that is crazy. They got some great credit cards. All right, let's take a look at these small business, y'all. Again, no balance requirements, y'all. Follow me. No balance requirements. All right, business. Oh, hold on. Business checking account. We're gonna take a look. Business checking account. This looks to be the first one. So this is usually they're gonna be their baseline account. Avoid monthly maintenance fee costs. See ways to avoid fee. Yes, I want to know what it takes to not pay a fee so we can kind of gauge what it takes to maintain a relationship. First 3 statement cycles. So $100 to open, avoid it. They give you looks like 3 months to get yourself together, and you just need to maintain $500. $500. That's it. Access their business relationship side. $500 on the business checking. I like to look at their savings account as well, real quick, because I like to just do a full relationship if it's available, if it makes sense. So, $2,500 for what looks to be like a high yield savings they might have. So this is optional. Business checking, if we stuck to that, we see 500. All right, let's get to what we really want to see, which is the lending products. We see real quick though. We're gonna stop right here real quick, and then I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, it's a great card, P&L. Seriously, that PNC personal card was monstrous, man. And I mean, like, I wasn't even paying attention to that. I was coming to show y'all something else. But that is seriously a card that I'm gonna have to consider and when I branch out with them, because my 2% card right now is gonna be my Navy Federal flagship. And that has an annual fee of $50, $49. And the fact that they have 0% for 15, 2% minimum on everything, unlimited, that card was a monster. I'm not gonna get lost in the sauce on that one. Look at all of the business services available. Look at all the business services available to maintain a $500 balance in a checking account, y'all. Before I dive into the lending products, I can get cash flow management tools, point of sale, merchant services tools. I got all the online banking features. Look at all of the different lending products. For $500 maintenance, and then on the personal side, there was none. You want to start on the personal side and work your way up. That is the best way to go. You want to start because they're looking at you as the business owner anyway, personal guaranteeing. So start patient. Business side for 30 to 60 days. I mean, personal side for 30 to 60 days. Work your way over to the business side. Do about another 60 days there, and then start talking about funding options. Business credit cards, lines of credit, loans, SBA, business vehicle loans, commercial real estate loans, and other lending options. Industry solutions, healthcare, retail, manufacturing, wholesale, food and beverage, agriculture, professional services, real estate agents, women in business, minority business owners. Most of us on here, minority business owners, veteran business owners. I don't know if any of you are in the military. Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. Let's go back and take a more extensive look. We always gonna start with the credit cards. I'm salivating right now because I want to go through more of their products, but I'm gonna just keep this simple. All right, the first credit card. Right out of the gate, the first thing I noticed, 1.5% cash back on all purchases. This is competitive to like your Chase Ink Unlimited. No annual fee. Right out of the gate, I like what I see. We're gonna look at the card details real quick to make sure we're not missing anything on this one, and then we're gonna go back. So earn cash back, travel benefits. Y'all seeing this? I'm going through it kind of fast. Look at this. No annual fee, y'all. Keep that in mind. Keep that cash flow management tools. No annual fee. Let's go back. Let's go back. Next option. Here we go. You know what I'd be looking for. So 0% for 13 billing cycles. And that includes balance transfers done up to the first 90 days. This is $500 maintained in a checking account, y'all. No annual fee. So I get no annual fee. I get 13 months with no interest. If I balance transfer within 90 days, I get 0% on that. I don't know what else we could ask for. And then we got one that gives up to 5 points per dollar on qualifying purchases. No annual fee again. So the card features get nicer and there's still no annual fee. Let's take a quick look. Let's go back real quick. Quick look at their lines of credit. PNC is well known for this. They have a long reputation on their lines of credit. Community offer, 1% off on their rates. All right, unsecured small business lines of credit, 20 to 100,000. Loan applications and decision processing offers expedited credit decisions and streamlined access to your line of credit. No collateral required. Let me get on here so I can see, y'all can see me while I'm seeing y'all. Literally look at this line of credit, yo. So we got 3 business credit cards with no annual fee. One of them was 0% for 13 months on purchases and balance transfers. A monster personal card. If y'all coming in new, y'all hit the like button for me. No, a personal credit card that is monstrous. I mean, seriously, a daily driver. And then you have lines of credit, no collateral requirements, quick funding, streamlined funding application process, 20 to 100,000. I guarantee 20 to 50,000 of it probably can be gotten with low to no documentation. I'm telling you, highly likely. This is a masterpiece, yo. This is a masterpiece. This is a masterpiece. Let me know what y'all think about this line of credit and these business credit cards. Y'all drop it down below. Let me know, because I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I'm impressed. I'm impressed. All right. Best for our small business line of credit, best for business owners who have non-real estate assets to collateralize the loan. So this is cool. This is cool. That can probably be a broad range of things. So think about equipment, think about vehicles, think about invoicing. If you get paid on invoicing and you know you got that coming in, a lot of banks will take various forms of collateral. So keep an open mind. 100,000 and up. So we can get up to 100,000 with no collateral. I guarantee you 20 to 25 to 50,000 can be gotten with probably no docs, just your credit and stated income. 100,000 with collateral, increased credit flexibility, automatic interest only payments. So we don't have to do full amortized payments. So, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I don't know how it gets much better. Hold on. Let's take a look at a couple more products before we get out of here on them. We're going to look at a couple more products. Loans. No collateral, 20 to 100,000 on loans. Y'all seeing it? Y'all seeing it? PNC. No collateral required, streamlined decision making and processing on the application for 20 to 100,000. Again, confident you can probably get 20 to 50,000 with low to no documentation. Maybe no more than bank statements, maybe a year's tax returns. I'm gonna let y'all know, because again, this is gonna be the next 6 months, 3 to 6 months. I'm going after it, so I'll let y'all know. I'm gonna report it back. My man P&R said I'm going Monday. He said I'm done playing. I didn't see enough. I'm going in there Monday, first thing Monday. That's what I'm talking about, my guy. Like, you got the information. Let's get to it. Start the relationship. If you're not banking with them already, P&R, just do like I did. Take a few $100s and start the savings account, and then keep doing your research. That's all I'm doing. That's what this whole live is really about. It's showing y'all my process of how I pick my institutions and how I qualify for them. So once we get, same thing with the line of credit, collateralized equipment, etc. All right, I'm gonna see one more thing, and then we're gonna look at the last bank, because we still got some more to cover, and I want to respect time. Let's just take a look at what they got for minority business owners, since that checks the box for many of us. Let's look at this together. Product diversity and history, comprehensive small business loan, elevate your development. So they just offering a bunch of different resources, building relationships. So Latino, support minority business owners. So we deliver product solutions and resources that will enable financial wellness, the emerging business community, minority communities, dedicated bankers, advocacy partners, technology. I mean, come on, y'all. And a PNC is another one that's maybe 20 institutions, 20 states, 25 states. Businesses in low to moderate income locations are eligible. Unsecured small business credit in turn. So this is, if you are in a situation, let's just stop right here. If you are in a situation, this is why you need to understand relationship banking, y'all. I promise, if I didn't, this live stream didn't drive it home for y'all, I don't know what will. This is why you can't just follow these, stack these bureaus on top of this and backdoor around that. None of that foolishness, and I'm trying not to cuss on here. None of this foolishness, most of this foolishness is not serving you. Look at the things that you're missing when you don't focus on the actual relationship. If you are in a low to moderate income area and you operate a small business, there's dedicated products, bankers, and services available for you. We can't make any more excuses. I know it's harder on average for us as minorities. We get it, but I mean, it's out there. It is out there. Y'all leave likes and comments, and let me know you're in the building. I see more people still in on this live, and let me know. We're gonna do a recap for anybody coming in late. We will do a recap on the institutions and just some overviews. So y'all hang tight for that. I'm gonna wrap this up. We got one more institution left in the bucket. I'm gonna give y'all a rundown on. Look at what's available when you build real relationships with real banks and you have you have your finances at least partially in order. Have your credit, have good excess cash, start the deposit relationship. My man PNR was like, look, I'm going in Monday. I know what they had. I'm pulling up on them because I can start this relationship with little or no maintenance fees. Look at all that's available to me for a few hundred to $1,000 in banking. Look at what's available. No excuses. Let's get to it. Let's get to it because PNC got me salivating over here. Went over this institution a dozen times. Let me get out of here. All right, y'all. BOE. BOE. This is my next one. I have an active savings account with them. And I don't have one of the offers in front of me because most of them are in my app. But I might pull that up real quick for y'all. BOE is my last financial institution. I have big plans with BOE, pending the relationship goes well. Now for BOE, Bank of America, this is an institution. I was in Dallas, Texas traveling this year. This is why I activated this relationship. I started it online and then I went in person in Dallas, Texas to what turned out to be like their biggest downtown building location branch, one of them at least, in their building that they literally own down there. My hotel was across the street. So went in person, just kind of chopped it with a quick banker, activated my cards and stuff like that. Started a very low maintenance relationship. I think it's like $300 or $500 to maintain a savings account for free. We're going to take a look at that real quick. But I got real big plans for Bank of America. Now, look, real quick, y'all. Hold on. Let me go back to y'all. Let's recap real quick before we go. We looked at a local bank in my state alone that allows for double dipping. We did Regions Bank, which is about the Gulf South. I'm sorry, not Regions Bank. First Horizon Bank, which is the Gulf South. Regions Bank, which is a broader regional bank, maybe 15 to 20 states. PNC, I think, is more like 20 to 25 states. Now we're at BOA, the second largest institution in the country. Do you see how I stack this out? Do y'all who are interested in building out these relationships to get access to financial resources and access to capital for your personal finances and your businesses, your freelancing careers, do you see how I layered this out? Almost all of these institutions, I'm not sure about PNC. I have to do my data research on them, but the other three that I've already went over and BOA allow for double dipping. They allow for double dipping. So as I go through a funding sequence for each one of these institutions, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to likely walk out with at least 2 lending products, at least 2 credit cards apiece, and possibly with one or more of these institutions, low to no documentation lines of credit. Crazy. But let me get into this with Bank of America real quick. Checking accounts. So I want to show y'all. I didn't do the checking account with them yet. I haven't really decided if I'm going to. But I did do the savings account. Let me get this out the way so they can leave me alone. All right, cool. So this is a quick glance. I don't know what they're doing. All right. So this is a quick glance. You can see low to maintenance requirements, advantage safe balance banking. All we need is $500 there. We need $1,500 there. This is the second largest institution in the country, so having balance requirement is not going to be surprising. Let's back up. Savings. This is what I have with them. I have savings with them. Let's take a look. Savings products. Bank of America Advantage Savings. Let's see details. So yes, $500 is what I'm maintaining. I got to this. So I incrementally did transfers, y'all, real quick. I did this different. I didn't just drop it in there. PNR says he doesn't like BOE. You're not the only one to say that. I just put a video out about them, and I got a couple comments around BOE. Y'all hang tough with me on Bank of America. We're going to go through that in a second. I understand, but we're going to go through that. It's just about learning how to work these relationships. Now, mind you, I might go in and have a hard time with them as well. I'm going to report that if that's what happens. But so far, so smooth. So this is what I'm maintaining with them. Savings account, $500. Went in person, just shook some hands, kissed a couple babies, just to kind of, and again, I might not go back to that location specifically. I don't know where I'm going to do my primary banking with BOA as far as in person yet. They're not in my state yet. I think they're coming, but they're not here yet. So I'll figure that out. But this is what I'm using to start that relationship. I already have credit card offers with them, by the way, in my app. So I'm already kicking the door down, um, getting a good look with them as far as that's concerned. Personal credit card options. Let's just shop all credit cards and see what they have, because I just shot a video. Hopefully y'all caught that video. Y'all let me know. It just came out recently where I covered Bank of America. I think I did maybe 2 on them. Y'all let me know what y'all think. So this is an introductory cashback card, 3% back in the category of my choosing, 2% back on groceries and wholesale. This is actually the video I shot. This is the card I'm really interested in. So this is one is kind of competing with the PNC card. It's not quite, it doesn't look like it's quite that strong, but we got 0% for 15 months. We got no annual fee, $200 cashback bonus, 3% in the category of my choosing, 2% automatic cashback at grocery stores and wholesale, which isn't bad, 1% everywhere else. So we're doing pretty good there. We have another one here, no annual fee, 1.5 on all purchases. So think about the Freedom Unlimited with Chase when you think about this one. 0% APR, 15 billing cycles again. So personal credit cards, as you can see, they got quite a few options, multiple 0% offers. And guess why BOA is on my list again? Double dipping. I'm one hard inquiry, multiple products. I am going to max this out when I apply with them. So multiple credit card options. Let's go to the small business side. I am going to probably start a deposit relationship, probably going to be their business savings that I'm going to do, most likely. Account fees. So I need $2,500 if I go that route. That's fine. I'll figure that out if I decide to go that route with them. If I think it's necessary, let me see what their business checking looks like real quick. I am willing to do $2,500 in a business savings with them for a period of time. Probably wouldn't keep it there, but I'm willing to kick the door down with it. Let's look at the business checking account, y'all. Hopefully y'all still following me real quick. Let's see, business checking accounts. What am I missing? Explore business solutions, yes. Business checking account, okay. So we need $5,000 in average balances in their checking account. Relationship banking, this one looks like a big boy for them. 15,000 average balances. So we need some money for that, but that's fine. I probably will go to business savings route and kind of tease the relationship from there. And let's look at what we really are interested in, their business lending options. Let's look at all of their business card options as a whole. So we get in the range, we can get some nice bonuses as well. The first one here is a $300 statement credit bonus. Similar cashback setup as their personal card. We're not really pressed about that part. We do have 0% for 9 months with BOA on this particular card. The next one is 0% for 9 months. It's also kind of, again, 1.5 unlimited, no annual fee on that, with no annual fee at the top here. $300 statement credit available on this one as well. So we have 2 business credit cards, 3, 0% for 9 months. No annual fee, no international fees. 3 business credit cards, 2 personal credit cards at 0%. I think it was 3 personal as well. And what did I say? We can double dip. Let's take a look at other lending options. Let's explore. Now I want to show y'all what I'm really focused on with Bank of America besides their credit card relationships. I'm going to show you a couple of things I'm focused on with them. I'm focused on their we're gonna take a look at let's look at this page together, y'all, because let's look at this page together real quick. So with Bank of America, the line of credit options, as you can see, and they got their term loan. The first one over here in the corner is unsecured line of credit with no collateral. What do you need to have? Qualifications: 700 FICO score or higher, 2 years in business, 100,000 in revenue. Bank of America is one of the big boys, so it's to be expected. Clearly not as appealing as some of the other banks that I covered before, but a solid institution offer. Cash secure line of credit. So this is secure by your deposits. Now I want y'all to understand this is actually kind of rare. It is not common that banks use cash as collateral. It's not as common. So this is a nice one if you have the cash to play with. So this one is going to establish your business credit. They're telling you up front, build a path towards unsecured credit. Use whenever you need the funds. 6 months in business, 5,000 and 50,000 in annualized revenue, 1,000 refundable security deposit. Still a high threshold, but nonetheless, an option. This is what I'm really focused on with Bank of America, y'all. We're gonna close out in the sense of speaking with this. This is where I'm focused the most with Bank of America. Right here. This is where I'm focused with Bank of America. Business auto financing options. Business auto financing options. Let's look at this page together. This is where Bank of America is going to serve me the most next year that I can see. Personal business credit cards through double dipping. There's multiple 0% options there with some decent bonus reward structure and cash back. That's going to be sweet. Going for that probably first. Next 3 to 6 months or so. This is where I'm going to be focused with them. They allow for up to 4 concurrent auto loans at one time. So requirements for their auto loan funding: minimum 2 years in business, minimum value of the vehicle has to be 10,000, maximum 5 years or less as far as age, and 75,000 in miles or less miles. Your business is limited to 4 business advantage autos loans concurrently. I can have 4 cars at one time. That's not something I'm going to be doing right now, but it is nice to have. Competitive rates, loan amount from 10,000 and up, 30-day lock on the rate as low as 6.9, so extremely competitive interest rates. This is where I'm going to be focused the most, because this is something, if you have enough business credit, data points suggest you can accomplish with minimal documentation. And as you guys already know, I already explained, you can do one hard inquiry if you structure it right and get multiple products. So I may be able to walk out of there with at least a couple credit cards and 1 to 2 auto loans, depending on what I decide to do on auto loans. I could be walking out of there with at least 2 credit cards, let's just say personal business, and then possibly a business auto loan. They are going to be looking for enough established trade lines. I've been seeing data points of maybe like a few trade lines, needed business trade lines, maybe 3 to 4 or a little more, that you have to have 2 years in business. The vehicle has to meet certain requirements, which is going to be fine because I plan on getting a pretty nice vehicle. And that's going to be where I'm going to maximize Bank of America for the foreseeable future. So they're not going to probably get my attention on their line of credit or their term loans. I'm not looking at real estate with them. I am mostly focused on credit cards with the personal and business credit cards. And I'm looking at their auto financing, up to 4 concurrent loans, as long as you meet a certain threshold on business requirements. And again, this is going to be personal guarantor. So you're going to be able to carry a lot of this weight with our FICO scores, our credit, which I'm personally fine with doing. I think is an advantage, because as my business is developing itself, and I can carry it through my efforts. So we're looking at an opportunity to get through these 5 institutions, yo. Through these 5 institutions, conservatively 2 credit cards a piece through double dipping. I'm confident probably at least 2 lines of credit at around $15,000 to $25,000 with no documentation. We got PNC was a monster. You guys already saw that. If I can get my foreign entity filing going with them so I can expand into the business relationship in a region where they actually exist, which I'm probably going to use a focus point of buying real estate in that particular market and developing a relationship there. And Bank of America is going to round us out with at least a couple to a few personal to business credit cards and business auto loan financing. So I told you guys at the beginning, my big focus was expanding my media company, which you guys are looking at me right now through. My real estate, as far as out-of-state real estate investing focus point here domestic in my backyard in the metro area of New Orleans and Louisiana, where I'm going to be focusing on house hacking, which I plan on taking my existing primary residence, and keeping it, because I'm kind of just far enough out of the metro area of New Orleans where I might be able to get another primary loan in the market. And, it'll kind of be a scenario of, 2 separate properties that are far enough apart. There's lending options, if you guys aren't familiar, with mortgages where you can get primary residences like multiple or more than one because the markets are far enough apart. So it's like, oh, you need to commute way, or your kids are going to school way here in this city, you're living here. It has to be a justification, but it's possible. And the reason I'm bringing this up to you guys is because it'll allow me to potentially get into my metro area. New Orleans is full of multifamily housing. 2 to 4 units are extremely common in my city. So, and that's through the metro area. That's tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of them. And they're great investment properties in many markets, many parts, many different zip codes and parts of my metro area. I can keep my primary residence in the outskirts and potentially work my way into a low down payment loan option, house hacking in the metro area of my city because I still work there. My kids go to school there still. So that puts me in a position where I'm exercising my real estate options there. I went on a little bit of a rant, but I just want to give you all context. And then expanding my consulting and a different wing of my media company, which is, again, like I told y'all, my focus is to start coming to you guys local markets and doing in-person meetups, in-person events, and in-person consultations. I am making that a priority in 2025. And I'm going to be using capital and growing the business out and investing in different aspects of the business to make that possible, including having great credit cards to travel in the first place with. So that is my major business focuses in 2025 on an overview. It gets deeper than that, but on an overview. And I just laid out the top 5 institutions, top 5, not the only 5, but the top 5 that I'm going to be working with to accomplish that through their financial resources they have available. And as you see, we got all the way up to Bank of America before we had serious balance requirements. Regions was $500 here, $500 there. BOA was the first time we started to see 4 figures and 5 figures of balance requirements to bank with them. We got 4 institutions that we have low to no balance requirements. We're maintaining these relationships for hundreds of dollars each. And as you saw, I walk you through one by one, so many financial resources that are available just for maintaining great credit scores, great credit profiles, and a good little bit of excess cash and capital. I mean, I don't know what more you can ask for if you're in this arena where we are, where $50,000, $100,000 per institution can literally catapult your business finances. Like, I don't know about y'all, but $50,000 to $100,000 really moves the needle for my business where I am at right now. So me doing this across 3, 5, 6, 7 institutions in the next calendar year is hundreds of thousands of dollars in capital, in various forms of capital, without even getting to supplying documentation yet. We haven't even got, we're going to graduate to that, by the way. We're going to go there. In 2025 is going to be a lot of focus on, because we are laying the foundation now. And I'm expecting each one of you to keep up with that if you're not there already. Getting to a point where we're generating legitimate revenue, great bank statements, great gross revenues, decent profit margins, and can show tax returns and bank statements. That is the next level. Because as we see, the 100, 150 threshold is where that starts to kick in on documentation, tax returns, paperwork, collateral. We are going to incrementally build that up together. We're going to walk through that on this channel. I have spent hundreds of videos on this channel and now hours on live streams laying out the ground foundation to personal and small business finances, personal business credit, personal business cash flow management, personal business relationship banking. I have laid that out across hundreds of videos on this channel, probably nearly 100 just this year, and live streams. And I'm trying to bring it to y'all in person. So listen, this is how the framework works in picking these institutions. We staggered across size, geography, the ability to use one inquiry to get multiple products. And we did low maintenance costs to maintain these relationships. That's just a few major pillars of several data points that I use to assess where I'm going to bank and what they're going to provide me. What am I striving for with that financial institution? It just don't get much better than that. If you're in the same space that I'm in, we're mastering your personal finances, developing your business finances, mastering your W-2 and stabilizing your W-2, all are branched over into asset acquisitions, and developing and growing your small business to graduate to true independence, to true prosperity, where you are controlling your schedule, you are controlling what you can make. This is what it's about. This is what it is about. This is how you look at these. This is why you hear me cover banks so much. All of these backdoor, obscure methodologies that you're seeing on the internet are unnecessary. They're unnecessary. Like literally the amount of information I'm putting on some of these live streams and in my videos, people are charging y'all thousands of dollars for. Thousands of dollars for. I'm walking you through how to set up relationship banking at low cost in your backyard across the country, and how to shop for the products that are going to advance your product, advance your business, advance your assets, advance your net worth. Pour that back into the bank and do the process all over again. We're going to graduate to that. I'm going to be covering that in the future, but we need to get on the ground floor. I know many of you are just getting started, a year or two in the business, haven't started your business yet, don't own real estate yet, or only own your primary residence, haven't gotten to rental properties yet. I'm walking you through all those foundations. You're getting it from somebody who's a banker professionally and walking this journey personally. So you're getting this, you're not getting this from somebody who binged on YouTube videos for a few years and got a little ahead of the curve, and now they finance gurus and funding gurus. I don't know how many of y'all know some of these different content creators, and I'm not dissing, because sometimes they give out good information, but I'm telling you, this is somebody you looking at right now that literally does this as a profession inside of a major financial institution, and then turns around and is doing this personally. I'm showing you receipts, you see offers, you see my FICO scores, you see my credit limit increases. You're getting this firsthand, gentlemen, and any ladies that may catch this later. You're getting this firsthand. It doesn't get much better than this. Maximize your efforts around your FICO scores, your credit reports, and stabilize your job, stabilize excess capital. You see what it can do for you. You see what it can do for you without even supplying documentation. My face card, my FICO scores and credit report, and established banking relationships can get me tens of thousands of dollars, no documentation, 0% on a lot of that money from multiple institutions. This is just 5. There's hundreds of them out there, gentlemen. Hundreds. This is just 5 that I'm focused on right now. And let me know down in the chat, do y'all want me to cover 5 more? I can do this all day. I can cover 5 more if y'all want me to. Listen, this is how to set this up. It's the last 10 weeks of the year, y'all. Last 10 weeks of the year at the time of this live stream. We are almost at the halfway point of October, and we got about 10 or 11, 12 weeks tops left in the year. 2025 is already here, damn near. Most of us are going to have family obligation. The holidays is going to take time and attention. I'm not going to slow down. Y'all going to see me on here pumping it out. But I know the holidays is going to pull away from a lot of y'all. It's going to dabble in y'all budgets. Let's set the foundation now for 2025. Let's set the foundation now for 2025. We hit the ground in January. Y'all going to see this channel change. Y'all are going to see more of me, more about me. Y'all going to see more of my business as far as what I'm doing in business. I'm going to be documenting a lot of this to walk you guys through it. I want you to take as much from my journey as you can, from my expertise as you can. And again, at some point next year, I'm going to be coming to y'all backyard. See y'all, my loyal ones, the ones that see rocking out with me every week, week in and week out. I'm coming to y'all first. I'm coming to y'all first. My guy P&R said, yes, 5 more. Let me know, Wayne, y'all still out. Y'all want to see 5 more and another live stream? I could do a part 2. I can consider a part 2 of this for y'all. I got dozens of banking relationships that I can work firsthand, and then I have other ones that I've been researching. I can do this for y'all on another level to kind of get to some more institutions that might be closer to y'all. But anyway, I'm coming to y'all first. When I start making it out to these different markets and I'm coming in person to shake hands with y'all, to sit with y'all, work with y'all one-to-one, I'm coming to y'all first because y'all are the ones catching this wave riding up. This channel is going to grow. Y'all going to look up. This channel is going to grow. I'm not stopping. I've only been doing this part-time. Y'all don't realize I work full-time and run 2 businesses and I'm a father. I'm doing this part-time. I'm doing this part-time, and this channel is already doing what y'all seen it do. It's not knocking it out of the park every video, but I'm proud of where it's at. And it's not going to stop. Next year is going to be a whole nother level. So I'm just walking this path for y'all. I'm laying this out for y'all as I wrap this video up. wrap this live stream up. I want y'all to see how I lay out my framework of how I'm going to establish my banking relationships, why, the timing, the cadence, what to expect, what to provide them, how to look in front of them. This is as good as it gets. So I want y'all to give me any questions in the chat down below. Give me any additional thoughts in the chat. Any financial institutions that y'all might want me to, like you particularly would like me to walk through this process with y'all. Drop them in the chat real quick before we get out of here. Let me know any questions. If you're catching a replay of this, drop in the actual comment section. I will respond. You made it all the way through this and you're in the replay of this. Get in the comment section. I respond to all my comments at this particular point in time. I'm taking the time one-to-one to respond to all the comments. Let me know in the chat, gentlemen. What are y'all institutions y'all want to see? Questions y'all might have? Anything. Let me know before we get up out of here and wrap this up. We almost 2 hours in. We're an hour and 40 plus. We went big today. Covered a lot. As y'all see the potential out there, y'all let me know. Leave any likes before y'all leave out. Leave any likes. Make sure y'all like. I got a link up at the top of the chat for one-on-one opportunities with me. I have all of the information, what I'm offering, pricing, and if you need to negotiate on pricing, you want to work with me more one-to-one so I can walk you through this for your own financial plan. If you want to literally be walked through how to pick these banks, how to take your finances and set this up, as well as the personal credit, as well as the business credit, the real planning on acquiring real estate. You're on these live streams, you're listening to my long form videos. You see, if you believe in what I'm putting out, you see that I got an expertise on this. You trusted this far to stay on these live streams. Work with me one-to-one. I'm offering it. I'm willing to flex with you guys as my primary pioneers who are with me week in and week out on the pricing for the one-on-ones. It's up at the top. Let me know, or you can comment in the comment section, the chat, and we can talk about how to work one-to-one that can work for you on pricing. Any last thoughts, comments, or questions before we wrap this up, y'all? Let me know anything before we wrap this up for the night. I see y'all hanging on. Any last thoughts, comments, or questions before we wrap this up? Any questions about the institutions I went over? Any questions about banks near you? Any questions about banks that you want me to cover? Anything before we wrap this up that y'all want from me before we go? How can I serve y'all any more before I get off this live stream for the night? Any topics y'all want me to cover on the next live stream? It's probably going to be 2 weeks from now. My birthday is at the end of the month. You know, birthday is at the end of the month, so I'm going to be traveling for that. I'm going to probably film a live stream that Friday before that week, and I'm going to probably be documenting some of the travel for y'all. I'm actually going to be in the Northeast for any of y'all in that region. My guy said he in Baltimore. You in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm going to be in Virginia most likely the end of the month. So I'll kind of keep y'all posted, maybe do a live stream on that. I know some of my guys, y'all are out there in that region, and I know it's not too much of a drive. I'll have a rental. I might come see if I can possibly shake hands and meet any of y'all in person. I will be in Virginia for the end of the month or end of October. My birthday is October 30th. Shout out to me. And then I'll be out there for a few days in that region. I'm planning on checking out parts of Virginia and institutions while I'm out there, as well as I'm going to be checking out the DC. I'm going to check out as much. I'm going to see if I can get to Maryland. If the driving ain't too bad, I'm going to try to get to a couple of states while I'm in that particular area. So y'all let me know if y'all in there. I'm going to let y'all know when I'm on the way to travel, and maybe I can catch a couple of y'all while I'm out there. Any last chat? I see the chat is quiet, y'all. Anything before we go? Anything before we go? I'm about to wrap this up. Anything before we go? Thank y'all as always for valuing yourself enough to jump on and stay on these live streams and get all of this information. I appreciate y'all supporting and investing in this channel and allowing this channel to support and invest in you, me to support and invest in you. I want y'all to stay focused, stay in motion. I'll see y'all soon.